Hello all. Hello all. Today we will look at the concept of big data analytics and how machine learning is used for big data analytics. As you know from the phrase big data, machine learning plays a major role to analyze the big data. The accuracy of machine learning is completely dependent on your big data. So what processing steps are we going to make sure we use in the machine learning process? So first you need the clear cut data, and your data should have valid information. You cannot have a data, plain data without any information, which is not going to be useful for anyone. Then you need to have the knowledge, a domain specific knowledge. Say for example, if it is a medical application, it must be suitable for that. If it is a satellite application, it must be suitable for that. And also the intelligence, the way in which you are going to extract the data. So all these four terms are interrelated with each other, which forms the bridge between big data analytics and machine learning. As you can see, the different V's of big data, we have 9 V's totally, among which 6 V's are very, very important, which defines the characteristic features of big data. The first one is the volume, which denotes the quantum of the big data we have for any practical applications. The second one is the variability or the complexity associated with the big data. The second one is the velocity. Third one is the velocity, the speed with which your big data is generated. The fourth one is the variety, whether your data is homogeneous or heterogeneous. All these different parameters are included to indicate that this data can be called as big data, and your machine learning approaches are going to be dependent on these type of big data. Apart from these four V's, there are also different V's available depending upon the companies and depending upon the researchers. Here you can see some data and their information, knowledge, intelligence, how it is different from one domain to another domain. So coming to the concept of machine learning, we have the process of training and testing. So first we are going to supply the n number of big data available with us to the machine. The machine will have an independent algorithm. It may be a machine learning algorithm or an advanced machine learning algorithm where it is going to store all the data within itself in the form of maybe numbers or weights or whatever you can call. Once the data is stored, then we have the concept of testing where you go and fetch some unknown data to the machine to check how far it is efficient to recognize or predict or do whatever may be the application. So these big data concepts are extremely important for the machine learning applications. And here you can see the theoretical explanation of ML. We have person 1, we have person 2, or we can have different number of bi-level classification is there, multi-level classification is there. All the process depends upon the quantum of the big data you have. If you have a heterogeneous data, machine learning is going to face some complexity. It is always going to be there. But how do you remove that complexity? Because real-time situation, you are going to have a heterogeneous data. Say, for example, the case study of Facebook, where you generate data for terabytes of data for every single second. Not only that, your data is going to be in the form of an image, it is going to be in the form of a text, video, numbers. It depends upon the application. So, how your machine is going to deal with all these heterogeneous data is a big challenge. And to help with the machine learning tools, we can also go into the concept of cloud computing, where the data or the server or the resources can be stored in a remote place where you can just pay and use that resources if you are unable or not capable of owning the same. This is another methodology which is adopted by most of the companies to make sure that their application or their data or their resources is used by almost all walks of life. To assist with that, we have many big data analytics tools. We can say Hadoop, HDFS, MapReduce, Spark, and Flink, depending upon whether it is real time or offline. The tool will vary.